kind of IPO market, how the history cover the IPO market, how like in 1 year, 6 months, and then to we give us like the present value or present like overview how IPO market is going right now. Probably with statistics and mathematics behind, it will give us an idea what to expect in the future. Because nobody knows the future and nobody's own the future. But with math and statistics, we can go around that. So when you go to the first slide, pretty much we see like this is like from 2022 up to 26. This is like most like IPOs been generated. I mean, been released to the market. The most listing companies to the market in 2022 is like 178. When you jump to 25, which is the highest one until now, which is 347. And then the yellow color is like the proceeds. It's like the how many like shares the company have been, how many profits the company have been collecting from the shares that have been selling to the public, which is like in the 2022 was like 8 billion. So right now it's 897 billions, which is a project to be like 158 or 160 billions in the future, according to these projections. So this is like kind of overview picture of how the IPO market activity by year it's going and how it's projected. And you can see the US owns the highest IPO, which is like 347 IPOs released in only 1 year, single year, 2025. And interesting stats right here on these slides, when you look into the how many capitals, how much the capital these companies have been correcting or have been raised, you will see the total up to this year, 6 months in 2026, it's 98 billions. In those 98 billions, only SpaceX has 75 billions. This shows how big this company will be and how big this company is right now, according to them, almost like the capital have been raised. Yep. So when you go to the next slide, so this is like when you go to the class of wave of like IPO 26 this year, we see there's a lot of like IPO have been released this year, but when you take like the major ones, you will see these like how like those major IPO been released this year. How do they behave on day one? So we see like Solve Energy on day one surge up to 23%. This Blackstone, the trust surge up to, go down 2% on day one on being public. And these Cerebras, system have been surge up to 68%, which is crazy. And there's also been fraud companies. Right now, it's the issues like how SpaceX we closed today. On how much? Is it been up to 100, 70, 80? How much?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like, Jamal, I feel like there was it 2022 when you had the market down and you had IPOs coming out and all those SPACs, those crappy SPACs, and you'd see like day one, they drop 10 or 15 or 20%. The fact that you see these these huge IPO pops, 23%, 60+%, it's a bull market.
Yeah, it's a bull market.
What it is. It's a bull market.
And that's exactly the point I was going to make. Chris is right. And that's where, we've been around for a while. So it really does help on how the market is trading at the point in time. And a lot of times you'll see people cancel their IPO because they're like, this is probably not a good environment for us to come out as a company. This is a good environment for SpaceX. Clearly, it was a good environment for CBRS. Even though the stock is lower now, but on that day, it's a reflective of how the market was trading at the time.
Exactly. So we go to the third slide. Next slide, please. So this slide shows how many companies pass the 10 billion mark after 6 months after being public. Most of the company just pass the mark of 10 billions after 6 months. Even the ones they are listed over 10 billions on the first day, the other ones also pass 10 billion in 6 months. This is indication like, as Jamal was saying, the market backed them all. Despite of like last year, 2025, we have like these Apple tariff rose, which was a shock to the market, a sell-off. But despite of that, the market has like 36 times all-time high, which like indications like the market can really back those companies, those stocks to be really high.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I also I know this window you were looking at. I had to look real quick and see when Palantir came IPO. I thought it was within the 22. Dude, that was 2020 that
Yeah,
Palantir
it was
IPO. I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
I didn't
so,
realize that. And I'm looking at some of these other ones. I mean, some of these names are kind of dog doo doo, honestly. Except I thought CoreWeave was going to do better. So this is to the point of like people should know, like in IPOs, CoreWeave has a paved path, if you will, right, Chris? I mean, they have NVIDIA, they're NVIDIA adjacent. They're in the AI. You would think that they would be doing better post their IPO, and it really has been kind of like, eh.
Yeah. So, yes, Chris.
No, keep going, Gad.
Yeah, thank you. So when you go to the next slide, this is like a kind of overview of when we started from the day one. The company was listed in public, IPO raised, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. How are they doing? How do they do? So, and despite of like, we normalize for the stats to be presentable, to start on zero, and then how they surge after time, along the time. So we see those kind of majority of those stocks, those companies, their price went way high. For example, the stock went to 75%, and CoreWeave, as Juma would say, this was the favorable ones because it's like AI rated stock. It went to 220% high. But the interesting part also is like, despite of how market was doing, because the market last year was like also going all time high, these current stocks also went way down, 55% down, which is indications they don't really care about the market. Really, these specific IPO stocks, they are independent, like they're independent generation of like their own price.
Yeah, some of these, man, Chime, Klarna, yikes. Like just not great, Bob. Not great at all.
Yeah, they're not great, but it's like some kind of like summations which will give us the picture of how the market reacts and how those IPOs are doing in this entire market, which is like a bull market. So when you go to the
market rewarded the AI companies and didn't reward the one that was creating collateralized debt on burrito bowls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
Yeah, right.
Shocking.
So let's take a close. Next slides. Let's take close to this CoreWeave stock. This is the AI-backed app company. You can see the yellow color is the broad market SP500, and the bluish, the sky blue, it's like the CoreWeave. You will see like how from the tariffs, it drops up to 15% during the tariffs. After the AI momentum, it surged to 368%, which is crazy. There, and it closed after like 12 months. It goes up to 220%. But the market overall, since the IPO went public up to that level, it's only 18% up, which this is like an indication. This IPO or these stocks which are going public, really they go independent. They don't really care how the market is doing. They only have their own catalyst. So that's why the customers of Tasty Nations or the retail customers, they have a right to care about the individual stocks, not the broader market indications.
I mean, that makes a good deal of sense from all, right? I mean, they're going to trade on their own terms as they're kind of finding their footing. So maybe that's the takeaway here. If SpaceX goes up or down, don't read into it too much for the broader market.
Yeah. So let's go to this one. So this is like an indication also. The first one was a CoreWeave, which shows like how it is surged as the market was like kind of flat. Also, this is kind of the market or this kind of stocks which way went down when the market was up. Which also, the last line is like a really strong statement, which says strong market can't rescue overpriced IPOs. Many people, they are suggesting SpaceX is overpriced. We're going to see it in the coming days. So, but the market can't really back up or rescue the overpriced one. So this is also the chart, which shows how SpaceX is, the listing, the valuation of SpaceX is way like huge compared to the past 2 years listings or the valuations of the stocks, which is a great thing. So, but the shocking part right here is the entire allocation is 30%, which is 3x of typical 5 to 10 in mega caps IPOs. This is scary today, like because they give like leverage, they give like open space to people to start exploring these IPOs before going to the public, which would be like can cause like price swings early on when it was to the public. That's my take from this slide.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to the takeaways is like pretty simple. It's most of the time IPOs are the same, the label is the same, but they have completely different stories. So know the catalyst, know the story behind each IPO before sizing in or trading. So and they also the IPO stocks are pure idiosyncratic. So this is the kind of like the market won't hedge those kind of moves. They trade on their own terms, their own stories. So size accordingly. Again, we are going back to the sizing of these kind of large moves to the market. So when we go back to the SpaceX, we will see it's micro events. Most of the time, we say it's creating like a noise in the market, which is like macro events. Most people they're gonna react it. It's just not a shock. It's like largest listing in history. Research believes the macro event will shake the market. Also, the stat shows that. And the last one, which can be a good takeaway for the retail traders, patience beats chasing the open. I think so patience, if you wait, you see how it goes. Patience will beat the IPO open.
There you have it. Gad, thanks for joining us today for market measures on the IPO market. We have SpaceX.
Thank you.
160 or so.
Thanks,
Maybe
Gad.
we're there. We're going out.